Here are 3 bodybuilding lessons I wish I knew when I started out in the gym. You see, most beginners focus on what workout split they do and the exercises and the exercise order, and they completely ignore the things that actually build muscle. It's not your exercise selection mostly. It's not necessarily your workout split, so long as you're training twice a week. That's said to be optimal by all the science guys. There's so many. It's not like if you're on a carnivore diet, Mediterranean. It isn't any of those things. In this video, I'm going to break it all down. I'm going to give you the 3 bodybuilding lessons that actually make a difference, that will actually determine whether in the first year in the gym you actually look somewhat different, or if you spend your time looking the exact same. I lost the abs a little bit here because I'm bulking. I thought, damn, I look big in this one, but there was no abs, so I got these other 2 to show you that I have actually had in an 8-pack. That's an 8-pack. Those 2 top ones, they count. That's an 8-pack, right? So I know what I'm doing. Do you know what I'm saying? I look good. Like, let's be honest, right? You probably want my physique. Unless, like, you're bigger than me. Obviously. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's go down. You see, at first, I had blamed my genetics, my program, and everything but these 3 lessons. And these 3 lessons genuinely, I promise you, these 3 lessons genuinely stop me from progressing at all. I look bigger here. I think I look bigger here. I honestly, in my personal opinion, I actually look the most aesthetic here, but here I look a bit bigger, which I'm proud of. And it's because of these 3 lessons that I learned. I won't waste any more of your time. Here are the 3 lessons. The first one is that calories decide everything. Everything. Most beginners in the gym, they think that they're gonna progress and make more muscle if they just train harder or they train more. That's only a part of the equation. It's not necessarily, like, don't get me wrong, if you're not training to failure, if you're not progressively overloading, then of course your training will have to do with it. If you're doing an insufficient amount of volume, i.e. not enough sets in the gym, you're probably not going to build muscle. But if you are doing that, which I was, I'm telling you, it is your calories. It's this calories. Your calories are a big determinant in whether you build muscle, you lose fat, or whether you look the exact same. And if you want to build muscle, just bulk. Don't do any of this main gaining. Don't be under the impression that you can build muscle on a cut. You can, but it's just significantly faster if you bulk, okay? So just bulk, and I'll tell you how to. You can either do this on MyFitnessPal or any other calorie tracking app, or you could do what I've listed out here. Go on a calorie calculator, and you know what, I'll do it for you. Calorie calculator, right? We'll go here. Okay, I am 19. I actually 5'9", 175. Okay, so 175 at 68.8 kg, 19 years old, male, exercise 4 to 5 times a week. You calculate that, and then you see here if you want to maintain your weight, if you want to lose your weight. This doesn't tell you how to gain weight. What you would do is add 200 to 500 over whatever the maintenance weight is. So for me, I would add, I don't think this is actually accurate. Well, according to MyFitnessPal, I eat significantly more calories than that, but you would eat roughly about 2.7k to 2.9k, and you would gain weight on that. My honest recommendation is just go on MyFitnessPal, enter your details, and then it'll do all the calculation and the maths for you, and all you have to do is eat the calories, okay? When you're in MyFitnessPal, set your goal to a surplus or a deficit, depending on whether you want to gain weight, which would be a surplus, or lose weight, which is a deficit. One thing that you've probably heard before, and everyone's heard it, is 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So I don't know what my weight is in pounds. It's probably like 140 £140, something like that. Yeah, £140, £150, something like that, right? And so I would have to eat 150 grams of protein a day, and that would be me getting a sufficient amount of protein for muscle building. Now, what's more important than anything I've just said so far is tracking the calories. I'll touch on this later, but calorie tracking will genuinely be 80% of the battle. If you track your calories, you will naturally just hit your surplus or your deficit, because you will be able to see constantly how much you have left to eat. There's a saying that goes, what gets measured gets managed, and I learned that from Alex Hormozy. When you start measuring something, when you start tracking something, you will naturally start to go in the direction that you want to go, because it's there, it's visible, you're not hiding from it. Now, the second point is that more volume does not equal more muscle. And what I'm saying as volume here is sets in the gym per week, okay? With beginners or people who feel like, with a lot of beginners and even a lot of more intermediate types, they think more volume equals more muscle. They think that if they add extra sets to their workout, they will build more muscle. When you're starting out, that's typically true, because most beginners don't have enough volume to begin with. They're doing like under 10 sets per week for each muscle group. So actually increasing sets then is a good thing. However, for most people, they start doing crazy amounts of volume, like 20 sets per week, 25 sets per week, and they just start overtraining. That's not going to build you more muscle, that's going to build you more fatigue. And if you have more fatigue, your body is going to have to recover from that. And the more recovering your body has to do, the less growth it can do. All right, I think I came up with a good analogy for it. Let's say you doing 25 sets per week for a specific muscle group lands you 50 fatigue points, okay? Obviously, this isn't to scale, like these are just random figures I've came up with. And let's say your average recovery gets you 60 recovery points. Your body will first have to get rid of the fatigue points before it can put the rest of your recovery into muscle points. Does this make sense? I cooked with this. I think I've cooked with this one. When you do more volume than necessary, that's known as junk volume. And junk volume will increase your fatigue points without increasing your muscle points. Basically, the goal is to do as many sets that will get you more muscle. This is actually a bad analogy now that I think about it, because there's so many, there's other things to consider, but the goal is to get the least amount of fatigue so that more of your recovery points can be put into muscle. So that's why you want to do about 10 to 15 hard sets close to failure or actually hitting failure per muscle group per week. And that way, the minimum amount of fatigue, and so a lot more of your recovery points can be put towards building muscle. I hope that makes sense, because when you understand this, you'll just start to realize, like, yo, I actually don't need to do that many sets in the gym to grow muscle. I just need to make every set count. It sounds cringy, it sounds cliche, but it's so true. You don't need to do more. You need to do what you're already doing better. That's the difference. And as you could see, I kind of spoiled it. The third lesson is that if it's untracked, it didn't happen. If you're not tracking your volume, if you're not tracking your calories, it just didn't happen. I don't care if you went to the gym and you hit a PR. If you didn't log it somewhere, it simply did not happen. It didn't happen. I don't make the rules, right? I've found in my experience that if I don't log anything, it's like it never even happened. If I don't log the exercises I do, if I don't log the calories I eat, I just won't get closer to my goals. I would advise you to do the same. Log everything. Track your weight each morning, track your calories as soon as you consume them, track your lifts, each lift in as great detail as well, not as great detail. Track the weight, the reps, the amount of sets you did, and the rate of perceived exertion, which is like how hard the set felt. So do that. Take progress photos. Have progress photos at the minimum every week. Better yet, every day. When you can, on MyFitnessPal, you can log a progress photo with your weight. So you can log in your weight. You can log your weight into MyFitnessPal and take a progress photo at the same time. I highly recommend doing that because you're gonna stick on this journey for a long time as you see progress, and you will, I promise you will want to look back at those photos. I took my first progress photo like 6 months into training, and I just wish I took a day one photo. Please don't be like me. Please, please, please take progress photos. And if you think, oh, I can't take progress photos because I don't look good enough, that's kind of the point, pal. That's the point. You're not meant to look the best now. Take progress photos. Only you are going to see them, and it will motivate you because you'll feel kind of bad that you look bad. You understand? Because when you look at that photo and you think, damn, I kind of look chopped low-key, you're going to think, I can't stay like that anymore. You face reality, and then you actually take these lessons into account. You start consuming the right amount of calories. You start hitting the correct amount of volume. You start tracking your calories, your weight, your lifts, everything. So please, skip the time I wasted. Just take these 3 lessons and use them. You will not go wrong with them. There is no one on the internet who I could imagine disagreeing with the advice I've just given you. So put these into your prefrontal cortex, put them into your cerebellum, put them everywhere. Put it everywhere in your brain. These will help you build more muscle. If you have been struggling, or you feel like you just want someone to actually walk through with you step by step, I offer coaching to help you with that. Now, I'll just be upfront with you. It is paid. However, you can win your money back. I won't tell you how. You're going to have to book a call for that. And to book a call, it'll be the first link in the description. I will help you personally one-to-one, and there is a chance you can get your money back. I am literally, if I was you, I would heavily consider it. So, first link in the description, go and check it out, book a call, and I'll see if you're a good fit. And if you are, well, you might be able to get my help and win your money back once you've got it. And you stuck around to the end of this video, so clearly what I'm saying is something you think is worth listening to. And I can imagine me personally helping you one-to-one and telling you exactly, oh no, you should probably start doing this. Change that exercise here. Let's reorder the date. Let's start figuring things out. Let's actually get you muscle. Let's actually help you out here. I can help you build. I can help you gain or lose, depending on what your goal is, 5 kg of muscle or 5 kg of fat, whether you want to build muscle or lose fat, in 90 days. I can help you with that. And if you do want my help, it's the first link in the description. Go and click on it, book a call. It's not scary at all. You can select the times, whatever, and let's have a chat. By the way, just like, you might be a bit nervous. Look at my physique. Do you think I can help you? I have done this for myself, and it took me ages. And I promise you, if I could go back in time and get my advice now, I would go and book that call. But that's for you to decide.